main goal is to get well to Worlds without any kind of burnout. This year things are a bit different, and looks like you have to play at 100% now if you want to win again. So how is your approach to the summer split, which is probably way more important than that spring split? If you had to take that loss, it's way better in spring than in summer, obviously. But how is the approach to the summer split on the LEC?
So for the first weeks, we're not gonna suddenly pretend to be at 100%. I think there's no reason to. It's best of once. Just be stable. We should be able to beat most teams and then be, let's say, even worst case, be third seed. The thing that's going to change is we're going to prepare for playoffs a bit earlier. Usually we just start preparing for it after week 9 or week 8. And then even if we lose, like we did last year in the first game, we have another week to prepare. I think we don't have the luxury anymore. We're going to prepare earlier, like week 7 already maybe, looking for playoffs. And then, of course, the structures we have for playoffs to improve there, we're going to bring them in early as well. There are certain review structures we have, certain homeworks we give players that usually we do for playoffs. And I think we just start doing this in like week 5, week 6 already, and then be in better form for actual playoff start. Hopefully not go lower bracket and try to dominate the competition instead. Because I think, we're done with losing, and we really want to win LSC now.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another interview. Now, off-season interview. Apart from MSI, I'm here with Grabbz, head coach for G2 Esports. First of all, Grabbz, you are not used to being in vacation this early in the last couple of years. So, first of all, how is the off-season treating you?
It is really boring, I'm not gonna lie. Watching MSI yesterday hurt a bit. Still wishing I was there, but it is what it is. We had time now to think about the loss and think about what to do next. So I'm very hopeful for summer.
Let's recap a bit about the split. So a lot of people were saying that you as a team had maybe a bad approach to the playoffs patch and to the champion priorities. But I guess that it might be something else there that led to that early defeat that maybe people weren't expected. So how it's been the split, the sprint split, and what do you think that went wrong now that you had some time to maybe calm down, sit with the guys and check the players run and also the regular season?
It has been weird because regular season has been really good. We have first place. The last 2 games we lost in the last week was because we were kind of secured first, having a lot of fun with Rek'Sai and Veigar support and losing those games. So we were really confident, and the patch didn't change too much, but it was still like this teamfight approach, which we traditionally are not good in. And we made a call pretty early that we want to learn this approach because we felt like if we go to MSI and then we meet Chinese and Korean teams who are better at this approach than we are, then we're just going to be behind again. So unlike other years, we kind of forced the style on ourselves, and we did not think about how we break the meta, how we should, like we've approached it in the past, which in hindsight, of course, was a mistake. I mean, you saw Matt in the finals playing a bit more aggressive style, a bit more skirmish heavy, still going for Kai'Sa Rakan, these kind of combinations to just one-shot somebody. So they found their own style, they went for it. Well, we tried to shoehorn ourselves with this Orianna and teamfight approach, especially after losing with the Karma style, which, I mean, it goes in the same direction, right? Just buffing up and hoping for teamfights. But I also think we were a bit too confident. I don't want to say cocky because we still think that Matt and Rogue are good, but in the past years, only Fnatic really came close to touching us. We had 1 best of 5 against Rogue, which is close. But I think subconsciously we did not believe we would lose against Matt and Rogue, and then these percentages are missing, and then we deservedly lost against both. So now that we came back to reality, really harsh, I think everybody has the fire for summer, and these mistakes will not happen again. And I can already see it. We scrim a bit against MSI teams that already communication and how much effort we put into scrims is way different, even though we're like 1 month away from LC start, so I'm very hopeful.
Yeah, you mentioned about the scrim with MSA teams. That's something that I had here to ask you. How it's been to scrim again against the Asian teams, because I remember that you mentioned to me in another interview that G2 and Europe in general, it's a region and a team that improves a lot from screaming to the Asian teams, and that learns a lot. So how it's been to scream to Damwon and to RNG and this kind of teams so far?
I don't want to say too much because these teams usually don't like it if you
Yeah.
talk about scrims. We haven't played every Asian team yet, but so far they seem fine. Like I think scrim wise it has been good for us, but at the same time they often scrim after the stage games, right? And we ourselves will also have a bad performance at that time, so it's kind of hard to judge. We didn't have a full best of 5 yet against them because it just scale wise didn't work out. So I will be able to hear you next week more, but so far just fine. We have to of course learn the patch because they played on this patch for preparation. We didn't. So the first drafts were kind of interesting to see. Trying to adapt. And as you could see yesterday in MSI, no team really has it figured out. I think every team plays something different. We see like an Ude first pick, Hacker Mr. played. Other teams pick Varus early. Other teams pick Lee Sin early. Rumble Morgana. Like there's so much different things that I think no team right now has the clear idea of what's best, which gives us a chance to also experiment. But yeah, hopefully we can keep streaming them for the next 2 weeks and then learn something, especially from RNG and that one.
You also mentioned about karma when you got knocked out from playoffs. When I log into Twitter, everything was like karma. Or what is Grabbz doing? What is going on? I guess you are used to this kind of comments. You in G2 have a lot of memes about your drafts and about basically everything. But I don't remember a time when you received that much hate, I feel like. So did this affect you in some way, even taking account that you are very experienced now with these kind of things?
Oh yeah, no, I don't read it anymore. Like I see it and that doesn't enter my brain. It's just I'm used to it. If it's a good draft, bad draft, it's a shit draft. Anyways, if we lose, if we win, then our players are great, right? That's just the story of how it is in G2. It gets a bit annoying because we clearly have an idea as a team. We go through it and we lose, and then people don't even try to look for it. But usually, I talk to my peers, like other coaches and analysts, and usually there's a lot of agreement to it. So I just know that the karma pick was fine. Could have easily won, but because the team was just worse. So I don't think whether I want to pick top lane there or if we pick something else on bot, these games would have won. It just we played bad. Matt and Rogue were better, so that's why we lost.
When I talked with some members of G2 right after the loss, a lot of people told me and mentioned about the figure that Perks had in G2, especially when things went a bit wrong. So how it's been to lose this personality that I guess it was maybe more important that people expected at the beginning, because obviously it's Reckless filling his shoes, which is a super top player. But outside the game, looks like things were they provided like different things maybe. So now that you had one split without Perks and with Reckless in, what are your conclusions about this?
So to speak it broadly, I just think the hierarchy in the team is more flat now. Everybody is more open to bring themselves in and shoot ideas because Perks is very intense, which is a good thing, like usually a very good thing, and can also be bad because he just takes so much presence in the room that especially quieter players don't feel like going against them. But of course, Perks is a really smart player, really good player, right? So it doesn't matter because he usually brings the good ideas in. But now it's more of a team effort. I think it's kind of unlucky and also sad for Reckless that we lost a split when he's the new player. But if you think back of summer last year, we also struggled a lot. Of course, also due to personal reasons. But I think it's just normal that if you win so much in the region that at a certain point, again, as I said before, these little percentages are missing. These little like moments where you think you can actually lose. So I think that's just the combination of that instead of Reckless being there. I think both rosters have their strengths and weaknesses, which is of course a PR answer, and I think fans will hear us a lot. But it is how it is. Like Reckless is more flat in the hierarchy. He brings in his ideas from Fnatic. I think he was a bit passive because he felt like he came from a losing team. So I think he wasn't as open as he could be. So I think that's also going to change now that we lost together. And just everything G2 does is a team effort, right, basically. So I think that's also going to improve for summer. And I think, though, that maybe a player like Perks would have helped in playoffs just earlier because, again, this intensity, right? This little, like somebody who gets really angry if something doesn't go wrong and it doesn't go right was missing. And I think that's not something you can force on somebody. Like I can't just say Jankos be the same person. It doesn't work that way. But that's just something we have to deal with, and I think we will for summer.
You mentioned changes. Now that you had this reality check, kinda that you didn't have it for a while now. What G2 needs to change in order to come back to the top and be the strong team that we all expect from this lineup towards Worlds, especially?
I think mainly we should stop looking too far ahead. This was also something I take credit for, like a responsibility, I mean, for thinking too much of the MSI. Like everything we did was preparation for MSI, preparation for Dom, preparation for GFPX, and not doing our homework at home. Because let's say in a different world, we would have just found our own style better this playoffs and not go for team fights only. And then possibly we'll still won, but instead we chose to prepare for MSI in a way. And that bit us in the ass. So actually sitting down, doing a homework, playing every LSC game to win, playing against every opponent to win against that specific opponent is always going to be a big change. And then again, this is something subconscious that you can talk about taking everything serious, but if you keep winning and winning, naturally your motivation or your fear of losing is going to go down. And that means instead of doing 100%, you do 95. And that's something we can't do against Matt and Rogue, as I was shown. So that already will change a lot. And again, just the effort we put in as well. We were very vocal about relaxing a bit as to not burn out if you go MSI on the roads. Well, we didn't go MSI, so we had a lot of time to not burn out. That means also we will start swinging in summer way earlier and not just think about our capacity to work towards the end of the year.
Now let's talk a bit about the other teams. It's quite clear that the G2 performance went down, but also other team performance, Rogue and Mad Lions, especially even Schalke during playoffs, went up. But the thing is that a lot of people are saying if it's because G2 played bad, because Fnatic played bad, or because these teams are legit good teams. So what are your thoughts about Rogue, about Mad Lions, that I think nobody expected them to win and to perform this well, probably taking account also the regular season. What do you think of these teams? Do you think that the EU level is higher in the top 4, top 5 now?
For sure, because just Mad and Rogue got better, right? I think there's no hiding or no reason to say that it didn't get better as a top 4. I still think Fnatic got way worse, right? There's no hiding that as well, and we played worse. Not to discredit them. At the same time, though, I think the level at the entire world was not high. Sure, LPL looks really good and Diamond looks really good, but it's not like they look out of reach, right? And so I think just League itself got so much streamlined and everybody has it figured out because there are not much decisions you can make. It's either you can decide if you want to play for the first 2 Drakes or the first 2 Heralds, and besides that, it's just Drake fights, basically. Like very dumbed down, right? Of course, there's more to it, but there's not a lot you can do with 1v1ing. There's not much pushing going on. It's just like very, very streamlined. So therefore, creativity gets punished. And these teams that are very stable, like Rogue, were stable for last year already. Like they had the pen figured out. They know how to play. They play really well as 5. They get rewarded. Yeah, they even improved on that. And then same Matt has very good teamfight cohesion. And it seems like they all know their job really well. And they just outplayed us in these moments. And I can't say if it's because the game got easier in the way of decision making or if they've improved so much. It's a bit of both. But it's going to be an interesting summer for sure. I don't think Fnatic is going to come back. I think they will have to change something drastically to make that happen. But between Matt, Rogue, and us, it's going to be really, really spicy. Schalke, unfortunately, due to their financial troubles, lost Abadag already. There's some rumors about something else. So I don't think they're going to be a contender, but we're going to have a top 3 that can trade blows, and it's going to be interesting.
I will go as fast as I can with this one because I don't want you to remember again that you're not in MSI. But what do you expect from the teams from the top three teams probably RNG, Damwon, and especially Mad Lions, because people are saying like this is the worst representative that we have in years now, but they look kind of good against PSG that people were hyping up a lot. We're day two now, so it's hard to judge from the performance so far. But what do you expect from these three teams, especially?
I still think there's a big gap between RNG, Damwon, and Matt. I think only RNG can beat Damwon on a best of 5. Matt, though, can take games of them. I wouldn't be surprised if they go group stage and go 1-1 or in the best of 5 3-1. Just because the way Matt plays is very new to Damwon, I would say. Very aggressive and very creative, like a yo-yo pathing, and how to take fights. So I think they can always take a game. I expect, though, that Damwon, especially if they actually play human drafts, not like yesterday against Cloud9, where they just lock in Jin, Leon, and I thought they're going to play their skins. And that's the only reason to pick it. I think they are just the consistently best team in the world, and they will take this tournament, I think, pretty easily overall. Again, losing one or two games is possible, but I don't think they're going to be challenged too much. RNG is always a wild. Again, Chinese teams are so much of a wild card for me. It's so hard to judge them, really. They're not going to get punished in groups. They can do whatever the fuck they want. They're going to win every game. And then we'll see actually how good they are against Matt and Damwon in the next group stage, hopefully. So far, it's hard to judge them. But seeing from the RPL, they are still, I think, too hard to crack for European teams at this moment. So I also expect that Matt could take 1 or 2 games, but I think just Damwon 1, RNG 2, and then Matt on 3. It's pretty likely.
Now putting the spotlight a bit in Damwon, they are clearly favorites, and they will probably be clear favorites for Worlds too. But a lot of people and the current narrative inside the pro player scene and the staff, etc., are that they are worse team that last year when they were world champions. Do you agree with this? Do you think that with Nuguri now gone and with Canning, they are a worse team?
Hard to judge. I mean, I would say Nuguri is a better player. Khan makes their game more readable, but they're still so very, very good at this game they're playing. So even if you know what they're doing, it's not like you can stop them. Also, I think the narratives come from scrims a bit. And I can tell you that last year, we also had good scrims against Damwon, unlike 2019. And guess what? On stage, they were almost unbeatable. So I think it's a bit of fake news that Damwon is worse now. There's also a high chance, and I wouldn't be too surprised if they also went up to spring and said, we're going to be a bit more relaxed because they won Worlds and they had a long year, and they just cruise through LCK. So there's also a high chance that they just for summer going to turn up again and then suddenly level up. So I still expect them to be the best team going to Worlds, and they're going to be the team to beat. And even if they lose 1 or 2 games more in MSI, I don't think that opinion should change.
And lastly, and coming back to you, with you two in every single interview and every comment from the team, you guys show that your main goal is to get well to Worlds without any kind of burnout. This year things are a bit different. And looks like you have to play at 100% now if you want to win again. So how is your approach to the summer split, which is probably way more important than that spring split? If you had to take that loss, it's way better in spring than in summer, obviously. But how is the approach to the summer split on the LEC?
So for the first weeks, we're not gonna suddenly pretend to be at 100%. I think there's no reason to, in best of ones. Just be stable. We should be able to beat most teams and then be, let's say, even worst case, be 3rd seed. The thing that's gonna change is we're gonna prepare for playoffs a bit earlier. Usually we just start preparing for it after week 9 or week 8. And then even if we lose, like we did last year in the first game, we have another week to prepare. I think we don't have the luxury anymore. We're going to prepare earlier, like week 7 already, maybe looking for playoffs. And then, of course, the structures we have for playoffs to improve there, we're going to bring them in early as well. There are certain review structures we have, certain homeworks we give players that usually we do for playoffs. And I think we just start doing this in like week 5, week 6 already, and then be in better form for actual playoff start. Hopefully not go lower bracket and try to dominate the competition instead. Because I think, we're done with losing, and we really want to win LSC now.
So this is basically everything. Thank you very much, Grabbz, for taking this time, and enjoy the rest of the vacations, and rest well for the summer split.
Thank you so much.